For Taylor Lautner, the role of Jacob Black in the Twilight franchise became both a blessing and a curse. It eventually ruined his career and self-esteem. Fame struck Lautner at just 16, and he wasn't prepared for its side effects. The actor's annoying fangirls were so fascinated with his body that they wanted to touch him all the time.
They don't even ask, they just reach over and just start touching me. Because they watched it on screen, they feel like it's theirs.
It was a huge invasion of his privacy, and the media made it even worse. They turned Lautner into a teen idol by exploiting his physique. But Taylor tolerated this behavior because he expected it to pay off. The actor created this fan frenzy by simply trying to keep his role in Twilight. He was almost recast for New Moon because the director wanted someone bulkier to play Jacob. When Taylor heard about it, he immediately started getting into shape. He spent months following a strict diet and strenuous exercise routine. And he put on 30 pounds.
It was a lot of hard work, and the motivation behind me was the series, the character, and all the fans. I wanted nothing more than to portray Jacob Black.
So he kept the role and made thousands of fans obsessed with his physique. It also got him into a few lists and rankings of Hollywood's best abs, bodies, and sexiest men. Everyone thought that after the role of Jacob, the actor was destined for huge success. But when his time in the Twilight saga was over, so was his career. He starred in a few films and they all failed. The spy film Abduction was trashed for everything, from the plot to the actor's performances. A New York Times journalist even wrote that Lautner resembled an advanced robot simulating human speech without registering emotion. Imagine reading that about your work.
So that was the most painful day by far.
But other failures were even harder to handle. The Ridiculous Six was so terrible that it got a 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes. After that, Taylor decided to take a break from action films. He dove into his passion project, a drama called Run the Tide. With it, Lautner hoped to prove to everyone that he was more than a heartthrob with perfect abs. But the film became another critics and box office flop. Released 5 years ago, Run the Tide remains Taylor's last big screen appearance. Lautner wasn't even invited to join the cast of We Can Be Heroes, the sequel to The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, which 13-year-old Taylor starred in. The film director Robert Rodriguez assumed that Lautner wouldn't be interested in a small role after his Twilight fame. He didn't even ask the actor and just cast someone else to play Shark Boy. So to this day, Jacob remains the peak of Lautner's career. Ever since Twilight, fans and directors alike think of him as nothing more than a good body.
No, yeah, you definitely just need to learn to take it because, yeah, you definitely get a lot of teasing.
No one wanted to offer him any meaningful parts. Even when Taylor received small role offers, he still had to flaunt his abs. He only had a few scenes in the film Valentine's Day, yet he still had to take his shirt off in one of them. When Taylor saw that in the script, he was shocked. He got tired of showing off his body every time he appeared on the screen. But it was hard to get past this public image. However, there may be another reason why Hollywood dropped Taylor. The actor asked for too much money. Sure, his Twilight fame ensured a hefty paycheck, and some of filmmakers agreed to pay it. But soon they became skeptical. After all, Lautner repeatedly failed to deliver at the box office, and his performance was never praised. Yet he still demanded a $7.5 million check. So gradually, he stopped getting any offers at all. For a while, Lautner tried to shift to TV. He appeared in the series Scream Queens and Cuckoo. These projects were more successful and showed Taylor's comedic talent, but they didn't mark his comeback to fame. And yet, Taylor isn't too sad about his career failures. Even when he was a star, he still preferred a simple lifestyle. Instead of immediately buying a large mansion, he lived with his family for quite a while.
My goal is to not change my life because of this. I mean, I want to be able to do the same things.
The actor once said he'd be happy sitting in a cardboard box as long as he has his loved ones beside him. And well, it looks like Taylor has found his happiness in love. He's been dating his girlfriend Taylor for 3 years, and now they're happily engaged. Lautner shared the big news on Instagram at the beginning of November. So whatever his next career step will be, Lautner is gonna be just fine. After all, happiness doesn't come from money or fame.